Welcome to my kitchen. This is Cuisine Rapide. I'm Pierre Franey. For you today, I'm going to cook fast fish. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. What I have here, I have a sea bass, a black sea bass, which is very large, and I'm going to cook a smaller one later on. Now, to do this recipe, I need 4 fillets of sea bass, about 6 ounces each. Here I have 4 beautiful fillets. I left the skin on. There's a purpose for this. When they cook, the meat's going to stay together. And then salt and pepper. Now for coating, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of milk and 2 tablespoons of flour. And that is going to help them to get a nice light brown color. They're going to be cooked with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. To make the sauce, I'm going to use 2 red peppers, about a pound, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of chopped shallots, and 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to make the sauce. I'm going to combine them together. And then I'm going to garnish this with a 1/4 cup of chopped basil. Now, to begin, I want to show you how to fillet the sea bass. So I'm going to move this big one here because it's too large for you. What I have here, I have a sea bass who weighs maybe 2.5 to 3 pounds. This is what those fillets come from. So what we do to fillet it, we make a cut right here, like this, right here, and with a knife, fillet knife, flexible knife, there's a bone goes from here to there. I'm going to put the bone, this knife right above the bone like this, see? Okay, like this. All right. Now I'm going to lift it up, the fillet like this, and with the knife, I'm going to keep on cutting all the way to the dorsal bone. The dorsal bone is right here. So now I'm going to go over the bone this way. I hope you could see like this, because we got bone here, see? We don't want those bones in the fillet. And we keep cutting all the way like this. Keep cutting down all the way right here. See, my knife is coming through, and the fillet is removed. It's easy to do and fun to do. You got to have, like I said, a sharp knife. Okay, now we're going to cook them. Now, to cook them, like I said before, we have to coat them with flour. So I'm going to put the milk first, a little bit of milk here, about 2-3 tablespoons. Okay, I'm going to put the flour. I'm using a very good flour, it's 1 drop flour. It's going to be a very light coating that way. You could use the regular flour, but the regular flour, you make sure not to put too much, because the fillet is going to cook too fast and it's going to get too brown. So, salt and pepper to taste on both sides. Again, we have to pat down the tumor. The seasoning goes right through it. We adhere to it. A little bit of salt here. All right. Now, I'm going to dip them in milk, and sometimes you could put some seasoning in here. Some people do that. All right. I'm going to make sure it's not too much milk, so you have to drain the excess of it. Okay. Again, the same thing here. Okay, ready. Just enough. Maybe I put in more flour here to be sure there's enough coating. All right. So that's the way. Make sure when you put the fillet in the oil, that's the way you do it. You push it this way, you drop the tail this way first, and you drop it this way. Because if you do it the other way, like you could do this way, you know, like this, for instance, and when you drop it, the oil could splash on you, you know. So we don't want that to happen. I'm going to change pan. Same thing here. And here, like this, okay? I'm going to stay with this here until they get brown a little bit. Need more. So you see on that side, it's more brown on that side. This side is much browner. We turn them around. We want that to be brown evenly. We put this one right here. And later on, you could, when I'm going to turn them, I'm going to use only one burner. Let's see what's happening here. Same thing here. So we turn them around. Okay. I think it's going to be ready to be turned. Yes, it is. On this side here, see this ebony brown. Very important. If you burn it on one side, a little more than the other, you know, won't hurt too much. All right, very nice. Okay, I'm going to cook some pasta for you, and I'm going to show you. I have here some pasta that's new to me. There's a very nice shape, and we have three colors. Some of them they made with saffron, and one with tomatoes, and the other one with spinach. So I got some pasta already been cooked here, and I'm going to show you later on what to do with it. Okay, I want to go back to my fish here. I want to show you something what you could do to help cooking. You could baste them like this, see, with a spoon. You baste them with that fat, and they're going to be less dry, that's right away. Okay, I don't have too much fat here. Enough, because we don't use too much fat, but it's very good to baste them with little fat. Okay, it's almost cooked. So now, I'm going to show you how to do the pasta. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of olive oil here. Maybe 1 or 2, it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to put some garlic here. So I got the pasta here. I'm going to saute that very briefly. All right, we're going to saute them. And I dropped one. Put some fresh basil leaves, just for flavor. Break it up a little bit. And basically, that's all it takes. Come on, Pierre. All right. Okay, now that's done. I got few on the stove, but that's all right. We'll pick it up. Now, the fish is cooked. Put those 2 fillets here. Okay. I'm going to remove that fat here. The excess of fat. Up this way. Clean up. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, which I have right here. And I'm going to make a sauce with all this stuff. I got the butter. I got some cube peppers, which I bought a half an inch cube. We're going to saute that. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. We're going to saute this out very briefly. We don't want that to be too cooked. It has to be just right. Okay. They have to be tender, but not overcooked. Now, I'm going to finish the pasta. for you. I have to go around here to pick up this guy here. I have a lot of pasta. I cook a pound. It's a little too much. But I know a few guys who's gonna like them here. Good serving. Now, I have to finish the sauce. I'm going to add the shallots, 2 tablespoons of shallots for flavor. I got some oregano. Nice. Okay, this is done. I'm going to turn that off. Put that here. This is one of my favorite. I have this gadget. Look whole, you know. I have it for over 40 years. So I'm going to put the fish. It's been so used, you know. Look at that, how thin it is. Because, you know, going like this, like that, you know. I don't want to lose that one. The other day, someone misplaced it, you know. Someone misplaced it. And I was upset, you know. It's like losing my whole girlfriend. All right, now, okay, we're going to put this mixture over. We're going to scatter that around like this. There's very little fat here. If you want more butter, put some more. But I don't think you could do, if you want, which I could add a very nice flavor, you could put at the end a little touch of vinegar here, or lemon juice, which is going to be, that adds some very nice taste to it. That's the way I make my recipe, by changing a few things, you know. And I have a new recipe. Okay. Now, I'm going to top that with some fresh basil. And here we are. My fast fish recipe. Take only a few minutes to do.
Sautéed sea bass with red peppers. Next up, behind the scenes. This time, la crémaillère. Less than an hour from Times Square, in the sleepy hamlet of Banksville, New York, is a country French restaurant run by a father and son. For nearly 30 years, La Crémaillère has been a romantic escape for gastronomes. The intimate dining rooms have a creaky old charm, with pastoral French murals and a blazing stone hearth. The food is sophisticated country rustic. The wine cellar is extraordinary, all making for a leisurely country dining experience. And now we join Pierre and Robert Maison hearthside.
Life here is different.
Well, I know I live in the country myself, you know.
Yes, I know that.
I went my way too, you know, and
I know that.
I live in Long Island.
And I've been to your house,
Yeah,
I know you know how to cook too.
Well, well, I tell you, we, like I said before, we work very hard, and we laugh, we cry, we sweat all those years, and again, it's good to be here.
It's part of life.
Bring to that.
And it's a pleasure. And I hope that whatever we're going to show you in the kitchen with Gerard Bourgnay, our chef.
I'm going to go see him right now.
And you do that.
Okay.
And please, I like to keep him.
Okay. Don't worry, you will.
Thank you.
Gerard, it's good to see you again. What are you going to do for me today?
We're going to do a beautiful center cut swordfish steak with a mustard curry sauce with fresh poached grapes and toasted almonds.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So how will you do that?
Well, we're going to take this beautiful swordfish steak here, center cut. You can get it at your butcher.
It looks great.
The thicker, the better.
How big it is?
Well, this is a 7-ounce portion, nicely trimmed, no blood.
So this is going to be cooked very quickly, I understand.
Very quickly. It should be done in about 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. On both sides? You cook
On
it?
both sides. Nice color.
So when the butter is bubbling, you think the pan is hot enough to put the swordfish?
Exactly.
Okay, well, it's really bubbling
Yes.
now. Okay. So I'm going to be your sous chef. Now,
Okay.
what's going to happen next now?
Well, now we're going to caramelize it. On one side, you get a nice crust on it. And
Okay.
we'll make the curry sauce with some nice shallots. Finely minced.
It's about a tablespoon here.
You're right.
See, I'm taking care of your fish. Look at that.
Color it
Okay.
well, and then you take some
Curry powder.
nice curry powder that you can get at your Eastern stores.
Do you make your own or you buy it?
We've been making our own.
Good. So you know exactly what flavor you got.
Yes.
Good. Sounds good to me.
Not too much turmeric.
Uh-huh.
You take it, brown it, and now you take some white wine. If you
All right,
pass it
here's the
over.
white wine.
Beautiful.
How much you want?
Oh, that's plenty. I would say about
All
a
right.
quarter of a cup.
For a cup, good.
Okay. Reduce it. Oh, you're doing a great job there, Pierre. Could I have the cream now?
Sure. What is that?
And-
Light cream or heavy cream?
It's heavy cream. Heavy sweet
so
cream.
you're doing something very quick and fast for me, huh?
Exactly.
So-
So you can put this together within 20 minutes, no problem. We're gonna add about a half a cup of cream.
All right.
We're gonna add some mustard.
That's mustard. This is
Right.
what? Coarse mustard. I
Yes,
could see
it's
that,
the
huh?
whole grain mustard.
Yeah, it's very coarse. That's French or American?
This is French.
Oh,
Or
good.
Francais, huh? We add about I would say almost a tablespoon of mustard.
Tablespoon, and you bind it very well.
Right,
very
and at this
quickly.
present moment, you don't want to boil it.
Uh-huh.
We're going to separate the mustard.
And I see you got a few more things
Oh,
here.
yes. Well, we're going to take some nice fresh tomato.
This is seedless and skinless, the way I see it.
Yeah, so these are seeded,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been skinned with a nice texture.
Look like plum tomatoes. Well, they have to be
Oh,
ripe,
no, they're
right?
not. They're the vine ripens from Florida. Very
Oh,
nice.
I
Very
see.
nice tomatoes. Very hard to find outside, but in the industry, you can get very nice tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
And at the very end, some almonds.
Well, sounds good. Okay.
Bon appetit.
Merci. Look at that. It's beautiful. Just the texture. Look, see, it's not too overcooked. This is great, you know. I like all those flavors combined together. Beautiful. I love it. Thank you very much, George.
My
Keep on
pleasure.
cooking.
Swordfish with curry sauce from La Crémaillère. And now, back to Pierre in the kitchen.
We're still cooking fast fish. My next recipe is going to be a brochette of salmon with bacon. I have a nice piece of fillet of fish here, which is skinless. It's fresh. Now, to do this recipe, we need about 1.5 pounds of skinless, boneless salmon fillet, salt and pepper to taste, and cumin. I'm going to make a little seasoning later on. 6 slices of bacon. They have to be thick slices of bacon. Try to buy a good kind like this one is. You know, some bacon today, they're not very good. They're sautine, you know. They don't taste at all. Then we're going to need 1 green and yellow pepper, 1 large red onions, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and later on I'm going to broil some fennel for you. Fennel is a very beautiful vegetable. It's got a licorice flavor. This, you could use the green part for garnishing, and later on I'm going to show you how to cut the bottom. The bottom is what I'm going to broil for you. Now I'm going to begin to cut the salmon for you. So, I'm going to cut nice chunks, a few chunks to show you. I'm going to trim it a little bit. This, don't throw it away, you know. So we need about 1.5 cubes of salmon, right this way here. We need about 24 pieces. So now I'm going to show you Now I'm going to show you how to cut the pepper to do the brochette. You have to core it, you have to remove the seed, and you cut them about that size, like this. I'm going to cut one more. And I'm going to cut the onions. The onions, you cut it in half like this, and you remove a few slices of onions. So now I'm going to put the brochette together for you. Clean it up. I got 3 brochettes that my friend makes in the back, made in the back. So now I have to show you what to do with the bacon, the yellow pepper, and the green pepper. What we do, we saute them very briefly together just to bring the flavor out. And now I'm going to show you how to put this together. But before that, I have to make some seasoning. The seasoning, what I use is salt, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. I have to put more salt, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, and some freshly ground pepper. Okay. Now, I'm going to put it together, the brochette. So, what we need is 1 piece of green pepper, 1 piece of bacon, 1 piece of salmon, 1 piece of onion, which I have here, 1 more piece of salmon, 1 more piece of onions, 1 more piece of bacon, 1 more piece of salmon, and we're going to finish that with the yellow pepper. So I have those made here. I'm going to put some seasoning on top of it on both sides. First of all, we have to mix the seasoning we have to blend it together, put a little bit of seasoning on both sides, and we're going to cook it. But before, I have to brush it. I'm going to brush that with a little bit of olive oil, very lightly, only on one side, not on 2 sides, because we don't want too much oil on this. So, put them right this way here, on top. 4. So, we leave that for a while here, not about a minute or 2, and we're going to start to turn them later on. So I told you I was going to do some fennel, broiled fennel. I got some fennel already, which I already cut, but I'm going to show you how to cut them. What I did here is just sprinkle with salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil, lemon juice, and some fresh oregano. It's been marinating for about maybe 10-15 minutes. The fennel, I'm going to cut this right here. Please don't throw away that, you know. It's very good to make soup. If you make a fish soup or fish stock, it's very good into it. And you, like I said, you could use those beautiful green leaf for decoration. Trim it a little bit here, not much, because if you trim too much, those things they're gonna leave they're gonna drop. So we just cut it that way, little chunk like this. Slice it, and like I told you before, we marinate this with olive oil and salt and pepper and lemon juice. I'm going to turn that again. You have to keep turning. Okay, like this. Now I'm going to cook just on a broiler here. We're going to broil this on a broiler. If you want, like this one, if you don't have a broiler like we have here, you could use the oven broiler. The cooking time is about the same, but it tastes so much better with this type of broiler. This is those 2 broilers that could be used at home. We don't want to overcook that. It just got to be hot. You see what the flavor is going to come through. Just a little bit. We don't want it to be brown too much. You know, we don't want to burn it. This one is not quite ready. Okay. Or you move them around, like I said before. You move this one here, this one over there, and there's no problem. Okay. I think That's going to be ready almost here. I use my fingers, you know, but, you know, do the best you can. I love to use my finger. Okay. This one's going to be a little more on that side. This is the brochette. Like I said, this is going to be a little rare. It's going to continue to cook a little bit. Come on, you. Stay together. This should be ready. Okay. We don't want to overcook that. Just warm. Smells good. Well, it is. You saw me cooking the brochette of salmon right in front of your own eyes. That was easy to do. This is what Cuisine Rapide is all about. Hope to see you soon in Cuisine Rapide. Bye-bye.
Grilled brochettes of salmon and bacon. Another fast, new recipe idea from Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide.
Funding for Pierre Franey's Cuisine Rapide has been made possible by Carillon Importers Limited, Teaneck, New Jersey.
This is PBS.
Pierre's quick and easy recipes from today's show, plus more than 250 others, are contained in this companion cookbook. 65 step-by-step line drawings guide you through Pierre's classic technique. To order this 384-page hardcover book, call 1-800-635-COOK. The cost is $22.50 plus $2 shipping and handling. Credit cards are accepted, or send your check to P.O. Box 37142, Omaha, Nebraska 68137.